Katherine, and this is my trusty sidekick, Delilah. And today we're going to be talking to you about dog fleas and cat fleas. And I have a hint for you, they're the same thing. We're going to be talking about how to kill fleas fast when you find them on your pet, how to eliminate them from your home, and how to prevent them from recurring. So you may have come home one day and started patting your dog and loving on your dog, only to stop suddenly and find a flea. Or maybe you wandered casually into your home one day and all of a sudden saw one jump on your leg. The first step is to not panic. Although maybe a little bit of panic is warranted because one adult flea actually represents hundreds of baby fleas roosting in your home, waiting to hatch. Before we get into how to kill fleas and how to treat the home, I am going to talk to you about the flea life cycle. The reason being is it's important to understand how fleas reproduce so that you can really make sure you're killing every single stage of the flea and really get rid of them for good and prevent them from coming back. There are 4 stages of the life cycle of a flea. There's the egg, the larvae, the pupa, and the adult. Depending on the temperature where you're living and the humidity levels, the total life cycle will take anywhere from just a couple of weeks to many, many months. But listen up, this is perhaps the most important point of the entire video. Adult fleas, the ones you're seeing hopping on your pet or around your house, represent only 5% of the entire flea population in your home. Meaning that one adult flea ain't nothing compared to all of the little baby fleas around. That's why it's really important to not just kill the adults, but kill all the other little guys. So starting number 1 with the eggs. Flea eggs are laid after a female flea eats the blood from your pet. That's right, Delilah, they're after you. About half, and that is 50% of the entire population of fleas will be in egg form at any one point in time. That means there are little baby fleas all around your house just waiting to hatch. Once conditions become nice and warm and humid, these eggs will begin to hatch and then they develop into what we call larvae. Now these little larvae like to hide in dark places and they spin little cocoons, kind of like a butterfly but much more ugly. The coating of these cocoons is resistant to chemicals and very sticky, making it really hard to remove from the house, even with a vacuum cleaner. These adults will then emerge from the cocoons once they feel the presence of your host. That is, these little guys, dogs, cats, and even ourselves will give off carbon dioxide and vibrations from our movements and humidity, and that all signals to these little fleas that it's time to emerge. This is often why people report being bitten when they're moving into a previously occupied house, even if that house hasn't had pets in it for a very long time. Pretty soon after these new adults have hatched, they start sucking your pet's blood and laying even more eggs. And that whole life cycle starts all over again. So now that we're experts on the flea life cycle, we know all about these eggs and larvae and pupae and adult fleas, we can get down to how to kill them. Number 1, we need to eliminate these fleas fast from the dog. Nobody likes seeing fleas on their pet. So what I normally recommend is picking up an over-the-counter product called Capstar. What I mean by over-the-counter is that this does not require a prescription for a veterinarian, so really handy first line of defense. Capstar lasts for 24 hours, and as soon as a flea bites your pet, it's going to kill them dead in their tracks. You can also look at using a flea shampoo as well to get rid of any of those adult fleas you're seeing, particularly if your pet has a really bad infestation on them. And you may have even found people on the internet recommending products like Dawn dishwashing liquid. That's not something that I am at all familiar with. I will say, if you're looking at shampoos, rule number one, they are not the only solution for you to be reaching for. They are not going to kill all of those stages of the life cycle, but they can be a really good first stop to kill any adult fleas you're seeing at that given time. Rule number two, make sure the shampoo you are using is appropriate for your pet. There are a lot of dog specific products out there that are actually really toxic for cats, so we do not want to be using dog products on cats. So 2 rules: use shampoo but not exclusively, and don't use dog products on cats. All right, now that we've got that under our belt, we're ready for the next step. So step 2, prevention. Prevention is really important. We need to continue killing these adult fleas once they keep hatching. Remember, adult fleas are only 5% of that population. 95% are the baby stage waiting to hatch. So using that preventative is going to continue killing adults after they hatch. In terms of preventatives, that is one area that I strongly recommend you speak to your veterinarian about and obtain a flea medication recommended by your vet, not just one that you get over the counter. Sure, this is going to be more expensive, but it is going to work out cheaper in the long run because you can be much more confident that it's actually going to work. There are a lot of flea products out on the market that don't require a prescription, but they're not effective. I personally use Trifexis on my pupper, but there are a lot of different products out there, and as you can see from this PowerPoint, I've got a few listed here. Comfortis, Trifexis, Advantage, Bravecto, there are a whole bunch out there, and something to speak to your vet about. Step 3, finally, treating the environment. So, time to get that vacuum out and get vacuuming. It's important to vacuum really regularly, ideally every single day for several weeks. And also thoroughly wash your bedding in hot water. The reason again that we want to be so diligent about this washing is, you got it, there are a lot of baby fleas in that environment waiting to hatch. So every time these eggs start to get dropped, every time these pupae and larvae are emerging, we want to be vacuuming and mopping up as many as we can. So hot water, vacuuming are going to be your best friends, I'm sorry to say, but for several weeks. You can even hurry up the emergence of all these pupae and the adult fleas by increasing the humidity in your home. Remember, fleas like really warm, humid environments, kind of like the environment where I'm from in Australia. So adding a humidifier to the home or even cranking up the heating can really help to get all the babies up and emerging into the home, as gross as it is, but it will allow you to come in with a vacuum cleaner and sweep them all up. So that's it, Delilah. That's it, everybody. We've covered everything you need to know about fleas. You're now an expert on the flea life cycle and also how to get rid of fleas when you see them on these guys and eliminate them from your home. And lastly, and remember, very importantly, how to prevent them from recurring, and that is through using a regular flea preventative medicine. Feel free to drop a question in the comments below if you have any questions about fleas that I can help you with. Definitely recommend having a chat to your veterinarian about the best preventative for you. And if you would like to see more pet care videos, please subscribe to our channel. Hey Delilah, Delilah's gone to sleep, but please subscribe to our channel and we're going to be bringing you videos every week on dog care. Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you next time. Oh my God.